Evening, uh, wrestling fans. This is my review of Impact Wrestling 07/07 20th. We are on the road to Slammiversary. This week's show starts with a preview of last week's Impact. They do a really good job of hyping up the storylines. We start off with Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie, versus Susie and Kylie Ray. This match was really good, really fast paced. I really don't like how they instantly tell you that Susie is Su Young with her Twitter handle of Su Young. I think you should keep it up and make her feel a little bit different if it wasn't Su Young. Maybe add some prestige to it. Maybe add a little bit more mystery. But this match is basically like Susie not knowing what's going on, Kylie Ray being a friend to her. Basically, the match is that. The start of the match is Rosemary and Susie start off. And I really like how at the start, they go the whole Rosemary and Su Young feud that's been going on for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and their history. And it's just, you need to stop being Susie. We've done so much to get your powers back, and this is how you pay us back. So the whole match is just Rosemary and Taya just beating up on Susie. Kylie Ray getting in. Basically that. They hype the fact that they're all on their number one knockout gauntlet at Slammiversary. And all that fun jazz. At the end of the match is Rosemary is hurt on the outside. Johnny Bravo, Taya's manager, I guess, sees it and it's like, oh God, what's going on with Rosemary? Oh God, since they're hitting on each other. And after that, Kylie Ray locks in the smile to the finish, her version of the crossface, and she taps out. That was a match. It was a good match. Nothing much. After that, we get a blistering 4-team tag team match. If you remember, in '97, the WWF had 8-man tags or 8-ball tags. This is essentially it. It's the Deaners, Cody Deaner and Jake Something, and this company, I believe, he's got Cousin Jake, against Fallah Bahh and TJP, Reno Scum, the Oi 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 boys, who look like a bunch of rejects from a punk bar, and Triple XL Fun Size. The match is basically a smaz. TJP and Fallah Bahh start off. It's your basic back and forth match. I gotta say though, a Triple XL Fun Size really need to go on a diet. It's really hard to make Fallah Bahh, a big Filipino sumo, look small. And somehow they do it. I'm not sure what's that saying. I mean, I've seen Acey Romero before. See him in MLW. He looks good and everything, but I mean, it's really bad when you make Fallah Bahh look small. The start of the match is Reno Scum's taking the early advantage. There's a point where they do the Nasty Boys Pity City spot where I believe it's Alex Thornstone, the big tattooed guy, and Lester Legend, the big friggin' guy with the mohawk, take TJP's head and put it under his armpit. It's a disgusting spot. The Nasty Boys used to do it. Eventually, this match breaks down to chaos. Reno Scum and TJP and Fallah Bahh brawl to the outside, leaving the team of We Need to Be on Weight Watchers, Triple XL Fun Size, and the Deaners, who are, as I like to call them, Lake Ontario connections, both from Ontario. They're both really good. The end of this match is basically starts off well. Cousin Jake gets a Boss Man Slam onto, I believe it was the non-Acey Romero big guy of Triple XL Fun Size. Right then there, I'm surprised the ring didn't break, and wins the match. After the match, we go back and we see TJP and Fallah Bahh still fighting. Reno Scum, they basically brawl to the back, and after that we see the ending of that. Halfway through this brawl, we see TJP getting up on a scissor lift. I don't know how many of you have been on a construction site, but yeah, scissor lift, big archer. It goes up and down, all that fun jazz, and hits a crossbody off it. Looked really good. There's one spot where Fallah puts him into a trash can, into like a trash can, like a garbage can with wheels, pretty plastic one. TJP gets the care and he basically hits bumper boats, or not bumper boats, but derbies on it. Really fun spot. Reno Scum get back. They brawl a little more. This is basically hopefully to set up like a no or Full Metal Mayhem match at the pay-per-view, or even something, a backstage brawl at Slammiversary. And after that, we see Johnny Swinger being upset that he can't be in Chris Bay's corner for a big X Division title match at Bound for Glory against Willie Mack. So he goes going through his bag. He finds like a Super 8 costume and goes, yeah, maybe later, maybe for the bedroom. Kind of a joke, because Johnny Swinger is completely obnoxious and out of place. And he finds a suicide costume, and he's like, it's a bit small, but he gets into it and goes on his merry way. After that, the next match is Kimberly against Jordynne Grace. This is essentially a Haas match, a female version of a Haas match. You both look really good. Basically, the match starts with a test of strength, which I have never seen in a women's match, I don't think, a test of strength spot, because Jordynne Grace and Kimberly are bigger women, are more of a Haas type vibe. For bigger women, think Karma, except a smaller version of Karma. Kind of like, trying to compare now without a WWE one, Bull Nakano or Aja Kong. That type of size. They do probably really well in Joshi, but the problem is getting to a Joshi promotion right now with Kovic. It basically starts off, Kimberly looks really good, does a lot of things really well. It's a really nice swanton. She just gives Jordynne Grace everything she can. The commentary puts her over because he beats Nevada and Jessica Havoc twice. So he goes for the brass knuckles, helps him winning a lot of her matches as of late. Jordynne Grace catches it and hits the pump handle driver or finisher and wins. Basically, that was a pretty good match. Put over Jordynne Grace as a killer. After the match, we see Deonna Purrazzo doing a video message, like was pre-recorded. Before it goes, I'm sure you would love to get your hands on me right now type thing. But, I don't come here to wrestle every night of the week. I come here because of big money. I'm a huge deal. I'm going to see you at Slammiversary. And then I'm taking your title type thing. Then, this is actually probably the best part of the whole show, is a video package hyping up the main event. We get to see Eddie Edwards say, yeah, I've been a world champion before, but since then, that was a couple years ago, and a lot have changed. This is back when Eddie Edwards was in his diehard Eddie Edwards phase. If you see him in Ring of Honor, he was essentially the same character, but since then, I've had my eye taken out with a baseball bat. Thank you very much, Sami Callihan. He's taken on the more of a hardcore style, hits a kendo stick. He said, my marriage has been on the rocks. I've lost friends, dating back to his feud with Moose. When Moose turned his back on him to team with Austin Aries, who was now of the company, and all that fun jazz. That's really good. And then we get to see a package from Austin Aries going, look, I'm 25. I've been in wrestling 4 years. You signed me a year ago. 8 months later, I was the X Division champion. And he says, well, I have Madman Fulton now. Before he came to me, he was like a machine that's destroying people, and now he has a purpose. It's a mutual beneficial content. And then we see Trey. And Trey's like, I've been fighting for the knee for a long time. Don't really like Austin Aries. He's done some stuff, tried to hit on my mom, tried to get into me like that, and I'm coming after him. And it did a really good job of hyping up these three. Told Eddie Edwards' story of coming into TNA with Davey Richards and the American Wolves, and him turning from that bland, good wrestler Eddie Edwards to more of a hardcore nut job. Eddie Edwards was really, really great. It was really good. A video package. And then the elephant in the room, well, there's going to be a fourth person in this match who we haven't announced yet, and they hype that it could be a former world champion. We see Eric Young, we see James Storm, we see Kurt Angle, we see Sting with the TNA title, and then you see Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, who apparently have signed an Impact, saying, hey, there's a former world champion here. And you see that. And I don't care. The fourth man is, I'm going to win this match. That was probably the best part of the entire night. Not even going to lie, the best part is the video package of the entire night. That's not even hyperbole. That was the best part. And then in the back, we see Johnny Swinger in his suicide costume. I gotta say, it was great. So he had a cutout here of his chest. He bumped into Willie Mack. And of course, Willie Mack is the lifelong Impact or TNA fan. Oh, suicide. I remember you in the video game. I played you all the time. Remember that secret handshake? Oh, okay. Well, I had a match with Chris Bahh at Slammiversary, and his stupid Johnny Swinger manager, that scumbag, that old timer, that goof, essentially, is around. He's discussing it. Johnny Swinger's like, what's going on? And that old man, he's around 44, that's a shoot, brother. Saying he's 44, I think Swinger's in his 50s, and things like that. And then he goes, yeah, I was going to give Suicide an X Division title shot this week because he did so well last week. And it's like, okay, I'll see you in the ring. And then we get a backstage statement of locker room talk with Madison Rayne. So he says he's going to interview the greatest knockout in company history. He says, it's myself, with a huge announcement. So he gets up, gets on the couch, goes, oh, my huge announcement is at Slammiversary, I'm stepping away from the commentator booth and getting into the number one contendership. That was basically it. Then he's interrupted by Kara Hogan and Tyree Seals saying, what do you mean you're putting yourself in the number one contendership for what? You're a joke, essentially. And then they've been feuding with Havoc and Nevada. They come in. They say, yeah, we're not going to wait till Slammiversary to take you two clowns out, essentially. And there's a brouhaha. They get in a brawl in the fight. Madison Rayne gets on the floor and the segment ends. Yeah, that was basically it. After that, we see a segment of Hernandez arm wrestling some fool. He beats him pretty quickly. In comes Reno. We get some dramatic music, and we get a Hernandez and Reno arm wrestling segment. Nothing to see, but right after that, we get Willie Mack, Chocolate Thunder Willie Mack, the X Division champion, putting his X Division title on the line against Johnny Swinger, dressed up as Suicide. Swinger comes out. He tries to do, suicide stunts where he points to his head and does all that, but he's going boom, 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 and really hamming up like Swinger does. It's it's a nothing match. There's one point where Willie Mack whips Swinger side into the ropes. He tries to do his suicide spout where he hangs on the ropes and falls out. He beats him up. He goes for a swinging neck breaker. Oh no, that's my finish. If I do the swinging neck breaker, they're going to know it's me. So he stops that. He gets him down. Willie Mack down, goes up to the top rope, probably through a moonsault, and goes, I've never been up here, daddy, and gets down, and Mack wins with the stunner and looks confused. Because, this was Suicide. Suicide is supposed to be a better competition than this, but that's pretty much the match. It was a good match. Did his job. Made Willie Mack look great. Made Johnny Swinger look like a complete goof, as Johnny Swinger is. After that, we probably see one of the highlights of the night. Tommy Dreamer in a suit, issuing a very forced apology to Moose. He said, I'm really sorry that I've hurt Moose's feelings, saying that he had no heart, although he doesn't know who Emmett Smith is, Bruno Sammartino, or Bob Backlund. And he says, you played college football. You don't know who these are. You're in wrestling, but you don't know who Bruno Sammartino is. And Dreamer, of course, has been wrestling for a long time. He's booked. He's done everything. And it's odd to see him in a suit. But then Moose comes out and goes, what do you mean? You disrespect me? I'm the TNA World Champion. And Dreamer goes, no. Yeah, you're the TNA Champion, but I was talking to the TNA Director of Authority, the TNA Championship Committee, and they made me the number one contender for your title at Slammiversary. And Moose looks a little confused. There is no TNA Director of Authority. There is no Championship Committee. These are old school ways of how titles would get defended in the NWA. Oh, I talked to the NWA Championship Committee, Ric Flair, and you have a match with me. And Moose looks really confused, like, Tommy, if you wanted to shut up my title, all you had to do was ask. And then he goes, well, there is no TNA Championship Committee. There is no TNA authority here. That's right, because there is no TNA. Heading into the fact that Moose is carrying around a fake title, essentially. Although that fake title was a different championship when the company was under another name, and the whole angle was Moose feels disrespected that he isn't the champion and that he should be. But Dreamer pointed out that, you know, he even says his attorney at one point is Tricky Dicky Heyman, which made me laugh. I thought it was great. Dreamer was great in this. He's probably losing a Slammiversary to Moose, but Dreamer is always great. Dreamer in a suit was where I've never actually seen Tommy Dreamer in a suit. After that, we have our main event. It's a pretty nothing match. Josh Alexander versus Sami Callihan. You know, Josh Alexander has the early advantage. Sami Callihan comes back. Ethan Page comes out. The referee's knocked out. He tries to interfere. Ken Shamrock makes the save. Put him in an ankle lock. Sami Callihan hits pile driver and wins. Nothing match. Probably went a little bit too long. Overall, this match of Impact was pretty decent. It was pretty missable. Watched the tag match. It was pretty good. Or the back shot. Watched the video package. I thought that was really good. And the Moose and Tommy Dreamer, the apology was the best part of the show. With Tommy Dreamer saying, "I'm sincerely apology if I hurt your feelings. I didn't know how sensitive you were." But besides that, it's a pretty nothing match. Pretty nothing show. Pretty missable. Hyped up Slammiversary. Did his job there. Who won? Should have won. Willie Mack won, setting up their match. Jessica Gray won, heading up her match with Deonna Purrazzo. Sami Callihan won, setting up his tag title match with him and Shamrock against the North. The North has been champions for a year now. So, pretty good match. I'm excited about Slammiversary. A little excited to see who they bring out. But outside that, Slammiversary is going to be an alright show. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys again. Have a great rest of your day.